I was having a really interesting conversation the other day with my friend about LLMs and voice modes, and especially because of the whole Grok drop. And I think one of the concepts that it's kind of weird and hard for people to wrap their head around is this dispatch. What is a dispatch mode? A dispatch mode is when you basically send a message and an AI agent goes and takes that message and then begins to work. There is no back and forth generally with a dispatch mode. There's just, I dispatched it, AI gets to work. And I think that as you're reading more and more about these software engineers who are building these loop systems, who are building these more complex agent orchestration systems, you're going to see this dispatch mode happening more and more, because not only is it the way that we as humans talk to agents and dispatch them to do our tasks, but it's how agents talk to each other. So if you're ever using Codex or Claude and you'll see them use these little spawn some sub-agents, you'll notice it'll be like, hey, let me just send a message to this agent. That's going through this agent communication protocol, the ACP, and that's basically a form of a dispatch. It's dispatched to message. Now in this case, the agents can talk back and forth. For us, when we're talking with the agents, we might talk back and forth, but that's not really a dispatch. And the reason why I'm saying this and bringing this up is because I run Kai Calls, and we're a voice company. We handle voice agents for companies, for businesses, and one of the weird concepts that we've been toying around with is dispatches via your cell phone, dispatches via your customers' agents. One of the areas that is interesting is how these just agent-to-agent protocols work, and how your agent, your Claude, could hit up a Kai agent and have it make an outbound phone call, and Kai will relate the message. Your Claude doesn't have to figure out how to do all these systems are set up inside of mine. It can just talk to the agent that manages the systems and send it on its way. It's the same thing where in the future, agents are going to be calling businesses. It's already happening. Google's announced that agents are going to be calling businesses. There's no way around that. That is just what we're doing now. So your agent needs to be able to adequately understand that it's talking to an agent, and then you can just relay the information back. And I'm saying all this because when you start to think about dispatch mode and dispatching for AI agents, it makes you rethink how you might handle phone calls, because you no longer need to talk to a business agent if they have an AI thing. You can dispatch it for yourself. You can ask it to do X, Y, and Z on behalf of you for that business, and if they're AI enabled, it should be able to get done. And this will save so much time because you're not going back and forth. You're not, because it's weird. Voice mode has been around on these agents for quite some time now, and quite frankly, I do not ever want them to talk to me that much because it's slow. I don't know if you know this, but light travels faster than sound, right? So when light is traveling faster than the sound that we have out there, when you're speaking or listening, you're processing information more slowly. As opposed to, I speak to an AI because it helps me process it in here. It's a little bit slower, but I keep the context that I want instead of trying to jot it down and type it all out. But then my agent has to take another step to convert that into a speech to text, right? Or text to speech, and then I have to listen to it, which is going to be another 30, 40 seconds while I would have read it already. I love voice notes because they're auto-transcribed, not because I want to listen to anyone's voice, but because at the end of every day, we're still converting voice to text, and then that text into something else. But anyways, as you're building your agents, as you're working with voice agents, or if you want to implement them, think about how dispatch mode, think about